it's Jay Renee. Welcome to the podcast. On today's show, we're dumping a heavy topic. Several people need help with this issue of not being able to go. They actually suffer with constipation of their goals. Time to Go number 2 will unpack the blockage of executing on ideas and give you 10 steps on how to get into action and get things moving in the right direction. Now, I probably need to share some legal notes here. I am not a doctor nor a licensed psychologist, so anything I share on this show is not meant to diagnose or treat listeners. I'm just sharing a thing or two about my personal experiences to help somebody get moving. That's it. Let's face it. In real life, constipation is flat out uncomfortable. Like the pain level and cramping often is so unbearable, you are paralyzed and you cannot do anything. Like literally nothing. If you have ever been constipated, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, if you've never suffered with constipation, oh my, you are blessed. Actually, if you've never been constipated when it comes to getting things done in life, especially when it comes to your goals, your hopes, and your dreams, now you are truly, truly blessed indeed. For me and for many, many, many people I know. Ooh, an occasional enema, some fiber, an extra big push. All that is sometimes needed to get things moving. Metaphorically, that is. We ain't gonna be gross. Now, some of you may have heard this term, analysis paralysis. The word rhymes and it actually explains itself. But another way to view this condition is to see it as someone who overthinks their plans, their hopes, their dreams, hoping like that perfect solution will come. And often this person has a way of just getting too much information that they can't make any decision at all. Think about it. Anxiety, indecision, unsettled, dissatisfaction, fear. The feelings that come with analysis paralysis are just flat out nasty. And all this yuckiness smears into other aspects of life. Analysis paralysis actually kills creativity. It will eat up your willpower and energy. And sadly, it makes you less happy. Instead of taking a deeper dive into all of this mess, today I'm going to share with you some practical steps you can use to get you flowing and feeling better about the things you want to achieve and go do. It's like a good little toot in the right direction. I'm going to give you 10 things to help you move from constipation to flushing out your goals today in Time to Go number 2. That sounded a little gross, but hey, life is messy, right? So let's start off from the top with 10. Number 10, structure your day for decisions that matter most. Now, I said structure your day. I didn't say research says that most people, No, this is all about you. Use your time, your daily routine, your habits as allies and not enemies. Sometimes the best decisions that you make are when you have the most energy. For me, I'm a early bird gets the worm person. Like every day my alarm goes off at 3 something in the morning and I'm up, running, taking care of business, working out. And that's part of the best times of my day is early in the morning. That might not be you. But for me, early in the morning and in the first part of the day is where my best energy happens. Number 9, intentionally limit the amount of information you consume. People, we're in the information age. Your phone is like the portal to a lot of information. So is your computer, the TV, printed sources, books, newspapers, periodicals, people. You can consume a lot of information. But if you do not want to have analysis paralysis, you have to shut it off and you have to limit the amount of information that you're obtaining. Number 8, set a deadline or a timer and hold yourself accountable. I've talked about this podcast so much that to make me actually poop and get off the pot, so to speak, I enrolled in a college class, putting my mind and money on a deadline with people to hold me accountable. Truly helped me overcome analysis paralysis. Maybe you need to put yourself on a deadline or use a timer. Find somebody who's going to hold you accountable as well. Sometimes a deadline and a timer is good, but having another person hold you accountable adds that extra layer. Number 7, know your main objective. What's your big end in mind? Maybe you're planning a project or choosing to go to a college. Maybe you're planning a vacation, switching careers, maybe even moving. A friend of mine was re-entering the workforce after raising a family, 3 kids, and she kind of overthought. I'm making up words now. Anyway, she was overthinking what was the best job to take. We did some talking, some mind mapping, and basically we focused back on what was her main objective, which was earning a decent income with benefits for her family, and the rest was history. She had to get back to her main objective, which was earning a decent income with benefits. That helped her narrow down what job she was going to take and what she wasn't going to take. Now, number 6, if you have a really big decision, you got to know what aligns most to your goals and values. I'll give you this example. When I was in high school, I had to choose a college that I really wanted to go to. And I ended up narrowing it down to 4 colleges. But getting to the point where I could narrow it down to 4 colleges took a whole process. Process 1 was I made a list of 25 things that the college that I was wanting to go to, it absolutely had to have. Back in the day when I was in college, there was no internet. And so we had everything came through the mail. So you had to look through catalogs and write letters to people to find out information. So once I got the information, I just compared it to the list and I was able to choose the best place for me. I've used the same process to help other people figure out what college they want to go to. And it just doesn't have to happen with college selection. It could happen with anything else. Got a really big decision? What aligns most to your goals and your values? Number 5, get out of your own head and talk it out with someone else. Now, what I did with my friend to launch this podcast, she shared, I shared, we listened, vice versa. But please keep this in mind. Consider it the difference between that hard toilet paper and then the soft toilet paper. Make sure the person that you're talking to is an empathic listener. If they're not, it's going to be like using the hard toilet paper. It's not going to feel good because you're going to end up getting what's out in your head out, and they might not really be listening to you. They might want to talk more than actually listening with their heart and their ears. That whole thing about being slow to speak and skilled at listening is really important when you want to get something out of your head and talk it out with someone. Number 4, ask someone for advice. Now, when you do this, think about actually scheduling a meeting with a family member, a friend, a coworker, or a mentor to present your idea or issue. Because if you think about it, if you're scheduling a meeting with someone, you're going to be forced to synthesize information, which will, in effect, help you narrow down and focus to get to your decision. That is a really great way to deal with analysis paralysis. Number 3, make your decision the right one. I'm going to repeat that. Make your decision the right one. It's not actually what you decide. It's that you decided. You can change your mind anytime, but use it as a learning opportunity. Just make the decision. You sometimes need to start before you feel ready, and then you keep learning and moving forward to overcome perfectionism. Ooh, that's a whole nother topic. And analysis paralysis. Okay, we're getting down to the final two. Sometimes when you're going about making decisions, you almost forget that you're actually overthinking. So number 2 is to recognize that you're actually overthinking. To do this, you compare it to other decisions that you've made. You've been there. You've done that. You've had good decision-making practices. You've processed stuff, got it done, and you haven't overthought the process. Think about when you had a win and you didn't overthink. That's the skill of how to recognize it. The last one, number 1, is take a break. Sometimes you need to breathe, step away from the issue, and then come back refreshed. Then you'll be ready to jump into action. That, my friends, is like giving your own self a courtesy flush and a spray. Well, guess what? We made it. We made it through all 10. Recap. Structure your day for decisions that matter most. Number 10. Number 9. Intentionally limit the amount of information you consume. Number 8. Set a deadline or a timer and hold yourself accountable. Number 7. Know your main objective. What is the big end in mind? Number 6. Got a really big decision? What aligns most to your goals and values? Number 5. Get out of your own head and talk it out with someone else. Number 4. Ask someone for advice. Number 3. Make your decision the right one. Number 2. Recognize it. Number 1. Take a break. I really, really hope this gives people some relief and movement. I know I joke about constipation, and I truly want to hold my followers to a high level of decency and accountability at getting done what you really, really want to get done. If your goals, your hopes and dreams that are really big, it's like the really big thing that only you are designed to do and bring into this world. If it is really, literally stuck inside of you, it doesn't do anybody any good. Trust me when I say I wear the crown and could be queen of today's topic. This podcast, like I've said, is an idea that I've sat on for about 4 years. Why didn't I just launch it? Why did I just get excited and tell everyone about it, but not just take the time to go and produce the show? Literally, poop or get off the pot. I'm proof that you can overcome this. You're listening to the second episode, and believe me, there's much, much more to come. So on that note, please subscribe and share this podcast. Let's start a movement of helping people embrace vulnerability and having the courage to flush out their mess and take care of business. You do not have to live with constipation of your goals. You can fully release, flush out what's holding you back, and give a courtesy flush and spray. I'm Jay Renee, and now I really got to go and take care of some business.